Hey everyone, it's Captain Frugal reporting for duty with my July 19th comic book review, so sit back and enjoy. Alright, for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome aboard, and those of you who've been around for a while, hey, thanks for sticking it out with me as well. So anyway, here's how I do it. I give you a little bit of overview, a little bit of information about the comic book, and I give you a score of 0 through 10, and 10 being absolutely fantastic, 7 being average. I don't do a high amount of any scripting at all. The only thing you will hear, the rattling of my page sometimes, that's my notes. And I used the League of Comics Geeks website to see how many people have reviewed it and what their thoughts are as well, to get an idea how that comic book is doing, as well as a really quick overview. So let's dive right in. The first issue that I want to talk about, you can tell Marvel's pushing more for this character, slowly, and trying to get more from him. It's Blade. Blade issue number 1, I gave a 7.02. I thought the art was decent, but nothing really great. And it was an okay intro for the story. I will get issue number 2. League of Comics Geeks said 86 out of 89 liked it with a 4.2 average rating, so a 97 total, which is a pretty darn good score. Marvel's slickest vampire hunter returns to a brand new ongoing. Yeah, nice to see that. And here we go. The true evil is patient, and a dark, ancient power has been simmering quietly for centuries, and when Blade himself is the one unknowingly unleashes it, Marvel's entire supernatural underworld will come out of hiding to demand he handle it. It's not too bad so far, and the writer is Brian Hill, artist is Elena Casagrande, which I probably butchered. It's an okay issue number 1, nothing that I would say makes me want to run out and have to get it or anything of that nature, but I like Blade, and if you like Blade, go ahead and check it out. If you're not a Blade fan, well, it might be one that you can skip then and save a couple bucks. We'll find out in issue 2 how good it really is, if it continues to be good. The next one I read was Deadpool Batter Blood number 2, which I gave it a 7.0. 12 out of 15 liked it with a 3.8 average rating with a total score of 80, which makes me think not a lot of people are getting this book. Deadpool vs. Shatterstorm. Well, not really. It's a female Shatterstorm, which is just weird in itself there. And this has got some of the tropes of that you get with Rob Liefeld, since he is the writer for this, as well as Chad Barrows, and we have colors Jay David, but of course Rob Liefeld was an art for it too. I didn't think his art was that bad for it, but the problem with Rob Liefeld writing is, seems like he loves to introduce tons of new characters, and he does so much so that really none of them have that much impact, at least to me. And there was no major story development in this issue. We had a lot in 1, and then you'd think we get some more story development. There really wasn't much in issue 2. I don't know what I think about this yet. That's why I just gave it a mid 7.0. All right, the next one on my list is another launching of I guess this is a mini-series, and that's Moon Knight City of the Dead number 1, with 51 out of 54 liked it, with a 4 average rating, total score of 95. I gave it a 7.2. I thought it had decent art. It's a pretty good story intro. So what will Moon Knight go through, though, to save a child's soul? We have the debut of the new Scarlet Scarab, when a young runaway is attacked by a gang of death cultists. He is left barely alive outside the Midnight Mission, but Mark Spector made a vow long ago to defend the travelers of the night, and as long as that spark of life remains, his mission isn't over. Follow Moon Knight on his most harrowing adventure yet, as the Fist of Khonshu journeys far beyond the land of the living and battles across the mind-bending underworld known as the City of the Dead. Writer was David Papose, sorry if I butchered it. Penciler Marcelo Figueroa, which I probably butchered that too. Yeah, I like the cover. I thought the cover was pretty cool. It's an okay start with a 7.2. Nothing super spectacular, which might be the sign of this week, really. I thought this week was pretty much mid for almost everything. It just, nothing terrible necessarily. well, I wouldn't quite say that, but nothing spectacular, we'll put it that way. But probably one of the better ones, if not the best one, was Batman Superman World's Finest, number 17, with 170 out of 174 liking it on League of Comics Geeks. 4.4 average rating with a 98 total score. I gave it a 7.5, which for me is pretty darn strong. I thought it was good art. It has good action. Yeah. Solid conclusion to the story, I might add as well. And this series continues to be one of DC's best, if not DC's best. We have World War AI hits its climax, guest starring dozens of DC heroes in this book. Yeah, we get to see Captain, Shazam, whatever he wants to call himself. I know he calls himself Captain right now. And it's a pretty good issue when we get the final ending here of putting it all together. Mark Waid did a good job as a writer, and artist Dan Mora did well as well. So pretty darn good. Once again, Batman and Superman World's Finest continues to be a good series. Will it continue to be that way for long? I don't know, but so far I'm enjoying it. Now, the next one is Night Terrors Nightwing. Yes, I did dip my toes into the Night Terrors storyline, which I'm not caring for a whole lot, to be honest with you. This cover I didn't care for a whole lot either, but I guess League of Comics Geeks probably disagree with me because they have 97 out of 111 liking it with a 3.6 average rating out of 5 stars with an 88 score total. I gave this a lower score. I gave this a 6.9. I really don't like the art in this issue at all. I don't really care for the story much either. It just was a bit boring, too slow, and I didn't like it. We have Dick Grayson waking up in jail to realize a nightmare has come to his life. And ready? He murdered someone he loves. Remember, this is like a nightmare kind of thing, and I'm not going to tell you who he murdered, but I think you'll be able to figure it out within a few pages, because this book really, as much as it tries to be, oh, who did he murder, and all that, which of course never really happened, just for the record, but it's still just not good. The writer was Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad, artist Danielle Day, and whatever. I'm sorry, dude, I'm butchering your name. I didn't care for it. If you like this book, let me know what your thoughts were. Did you enjoy this issue? Am I too hard on it? It just wasn't for me, I guess. I just couldn't get into it. And I did read one more issue. Yep, and it was another Night Terrors issue. It was Night Terrors Superman. Yeah. And, well, 114 out of 118 liked it with a 4.1 average rating on League of Comics Geeks for a total score of 91, where I gave it a 7.01. So I just thought it was just right around the average mid-level. Again, decent art, decent story, but nothing in this Night Terrors series really seems to be jumping out to me, making me go, man, you've got to get this. But what does the Man of Steel have nightmares about? Clark Kent knows why he's been pulled into the nightmare realm and goes in search of his family and friends. But the journey takes him into the haunted nightly planet, where he is confronted by none other than the Super Reaper. Yeah, it is what it is. Joshua Williams wrote this, and the artist was Tom Riley. But those are the issues I read. Pretty short week this time around there, but it really was a mid-tier week for me. Everything just about was mid. Even though I did give a higher score to Batman and Superman World's Finest, that was the high point, it was still not enough to really elevate the whole thing. What comics maybe should I have read? Let me know. I really want to know. Maybe there was something I should have read that was good and would have blown me away this week. But by the way, before I go, I want to say thank you to these people here. They continue to support this channel. And if you want to help support the channel, you can too as well with Patreon, subscribe, or even one-time donation. Just go look in the info bar down below. You're going to get all kinds of information there, all that's helpful for me to help me in the channel. Well, everybody, with that said, I think I've covered everything I need to today, so I think you all know what's next. Let's put a little spin on it this time. Until next time, everybody.